And we're back. So and we are here for VIFF again, and this time is Shadow, directed by Zhang Yimou.
虚虚实实，真真假假。
Loved coming home as a cinematographer for that, and House of Daggers, Flying Daggers, and yeah, I mean, despite the fact that he did direct Great Wall, it's okay because now he's back to his roots and doing what he's good at. And from the trailer, it looks pretty intense. A lot of fighting, a lot of intrigue, a lot of mystery. So definitely looking forward to that, and it's gonna look beautiful. And yeah, I can't wait to check it out. And it's gonna be. I really hope that he actually gets a nomination for this one for Best Foreign Picture because he deserves it. And it's been 8 times and he's failed and hasn't even been nominated, which is atrocious. But anyways, can't wait to just see what's gonna go down. Don't know any of the actors, so that's always a plus in this sense. So yeah, looking forward to this action flick or action wushu flick. Anyways, this is before and this is after. Wow, that was really awkward. I think it's the first time where they invited a guest and she spoiled the first 15 minutes of the movie, and to the point where the audience tried to clap her off the stage twice. She started talking about more stuff and people just wanted to get on with the movie. And yeah, it was really interesting and awkward, and it makes me really wonder, like, would we have received the movie differently if we didn't know this tidbit before the movie began? Granted, I think this is more of a technical acting ability, and I think it could add or take away. I think if it was a selling point of the movie and we knew about it, then I think it adds to it. But if you're just randomly telling me at the beginning of the movie, right before the movie, it just will irk a lot of people. Granted, I think I came out of the theater and then some people were still wondering, like, what was that? And then they mentioned the things she talked about. And so I guess some audiences didn't even clue into what she talked about. So there's that. And yeah, that's very interesting. But anyways, let's go back to the movie. So really interesting narrative in terms of the whole shadow concept. I really love the soundtrack and the score that really just accompanies every narrative. When there's no music whatsoever, you know it's serious and all that. Great performance. I really like Ryan Zhang as the King of Pei. He was just really fun, just really unpredictable in terms of his demeanor and his character. And I mean, the commander and Madam, they're cool. I mean, Lu Han showed up as like the Yang commander, so that's kind of nice. It's just like a special appearance type of thing. And I mean, fighting choreo, great, fun stuff. I really enjoyed how they sort of focus on a technical aspect of the martial arts, and then sort of infuse that with the narrative in terms of just like they're like pinpointing it. We got to train to fight this particular move, and then that. Granted, again, they bring back sort of like the hero over the top sort of weaponry, and it got a lot of laughs. So I mean, granted, it is kind of weird to have that kind of weaponry, so I don't know what they're going for. I don't know if in mainland would they have laughed at it. I don't think so. They would have taken it much more seriously, but at the same time, it's just kind of really silly what they pulled off here. So there's that. But the close quarter combat stuff was cool. The conspiracy, cool. And overall, just a good vibe. Atmosphere was nice. I mean, granted, I always feel that's what's lacking in these sort of like Chinese epic fantasies, is that there's no real sense of realism to the point where it's like we have a king, his advisor, and a whole row of other people that we don't know anything about. So it doesn't feel like a real kingdom in a sense. And it just feels like, yeah, it just feels like a script, and we just need to fulfill these roles, and they're here, and we got actors acting. So there's that. It's always my gripe with a lot of like Asian shows where they play the king and then the politic actual procedure doesn't seem like feasible. But I mean, that's a hard thing to pull off. I do look forward to a day where I feel like I watch one Chinese political film and it's actually political. So that's not a political film. So yeah, I want to watch a Chinese political film in terms of just a period piece. Granted, again, this feel like there was much more emphasis on the relationship between characters rather than fleshing out themselves. So you have a lot of just like the commander and Madam relationship, and the king and his sister, the king and the commander, and then the fight, the kingdoms, So there's that. So I enjoyed what they pulled off, and then just like the thematic stuff was nice. It's like around 2 hours and less, and it didn't feel really too long. Really like the score, as I said already. I think that drives it a lot, and I think in terms of set design, it's pretty lackluster in terms of outdoor sets. But then I think they really had fun with the whole, you know, the courtroom and just like the living quarters of the commander, like that vibe that he used all these dividers and he filmed it through that, and I think that was really a nice touch. But overall, I mean, it's another enjoyable film, and it was just like you go in looking at his films, you know what you're gonna expect, and I think I didn't get disappointed in any sense. And I just sort of wish like he goes further. I think like whatever the line producer said in the beginning sort of set you up for a lot more, because she's like, he's trying to be like not redundant and like reinventing himself, but it's classic Zhang Yimou, and I'm like, so how can you be reinventing yourself but at the same time being a classic? So it's like there's limitation on that. Overall, the cast was fine. I liked it, and I think the whole narrative between Madam being torn between men all the time, and she just trying to figure her way was a nice touch in terms of like the narrative. And yeah, I think the biggest thing I got of it was just like the soundtrack, the score, and just fight sequences, and just the over the topness. I mean, overall, it's a decent film of just like, you know, kings, commanders, generals type of thing, and then trying to fight for the kingdom type of thing. So I think it's decent in that sense, and I think definitely a lot more could have been fleshed out in terms of characters and just their motivations, and it's just rather than talk, there's more just showing them. But I think it did what it needed to be done, and I think it was good. Yeah, I'm jumping all over the place, but this is how I review. Anyways, that's it. This is the before and after for Shadow. Out.